Right, we made it. Not one, not one problem with the van. Holy shit! I mean, what was that? 1,600 miles. Let's see. I left Monday midday, and I got in Thursday midday. So it wasn't the craziest like no sleep driving that I've ever done, but it was pretty great. What's so funny is like I've had four Dodge Vans. I'm sorry, four Dodge Vans that I bought for either $800 to $1,200. Minimal work. Like none of them were a money pit at all. They all had the 318 engine, but they were all 95 to 2002, right? In that time, just like a great time for those vans. And I drove them across the country, lived in them. I did have two different Chevy G20s, which I think is almost the same exact engine. I think it's a 318. I'm not sure. Those I never really, those I bought on a whim. That wasn't that conscious. This van was very conscious. I was like, I want that one. I bought it for $1,000. I drove it across. This is the fourth trip that van has made across the country. I bought it for $1,000. The only work I really put into it was like a little bit of brake work. When I first bought it, the brakes seized up a little bit, which was fine. And then little things. It was sort of like overheating. It had like a little leak in one of the valves, and then eventually that little valve like blew, but it was like pretty easy to spot, so it was like an easy fix, but nothing major. And what is so funny is like I think with my family, it's known that I have like quote unquote bad luck with cars, but really it was because I saved up my money and I bought a Hyundai Elantra. I was so excited because like we had the band van, but I sold my minivan, which was the band van, right after we got the touring van, and then I sold that, and then I was like, I'm gonna buy a little car, and I saved up and I bought it, and the engine seized an hour outside of Nashville in Lebanon. The guy towed it. He ran a diagnostics. The engine was completely blown. Someone had been in there, so they basically like band-aided the engine and then put a 45-day warranty on it, hoping that it wouldn't get past the 45 days. Well, it didn't. Broke down. I took a pair of jeans and I tied knots in the bottom of the pair of jeans, and I just put all my shit inside. I took a pull-up bar and like just bummed, literally hoboed, and hitchhiked down the highway to Nashville because I had vocal lessons and also and a hotel waiting. So I got down there, checked in the hotel. Brett Manning of Singing Success, that's who the lessons were with, and he remembers he moved a lesson for me. I don't know if he remembers now. I'm sorry, he did at one point. This was years ago. So he remembers because I hitchhiked. I had to move a lesson, and he moved it for free, which was really, really nice of him because his schedule was so packed. So I basically like lost like $5,000 on that car and that hitchhike. But I don't have bad luck because every single car that I bought ever since has been like amazing. In these vans, I mean, $1,000 for that van, and then I built it out. That was during COVID. I bought it the day COVID. Not the day COVID happened, I'm sorry. I bought it the day that like on the news, I remember when I was building it out, I went in for dinner and on the news was like, you know what? No one's going anywhere. And I sat on it for a while because nobody knew like if they were gonna start shutting down state borders. So I didn't take it out. So it was my travel van during COVID, which was a great time to travel and do road trips and check out national parks because you weren't around anybody. And then I drove it out again, lived in Santa Monica for a couple months, and then again, and then now I'm driving it out to California. Man, I'm just so excited about that. Not one issue, not one problem. That's amazing. And the gas mileage wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's slow. It's not a 340 engine, which has a little bit of torque and speed. This thing is definitely 0 to 60 in like a day and a half. But like, it hauls, and it has no issues. I love it.